problem, we have a coefficient, a variable, and then a constant. So what we want to do is get the variable all by itself on one side and the coefficient and constant on the other side. So what we can do, we can complete an opposite operation. So this is x divided by 2. So what we'll do is multiply it by a reciprocal of 2 over 1. And remember, what we do to one side, we must do to the other. So we're going to multiply. I'm going to rewrite this 14 over 1 times 2 over 1. So now these all cancel, and you bring the x down, equals 14. Negative 14 times 2 is negative 28 over 1, and that will reduce down to negative 28. So now let's plug it in. So I went ahead and plugged it in. Negative 28, remember that's what we have for x. Negative 28 divided by 2 does indeed equal negative 14, equals negative 14. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we have. We have a coefficient, a variable, and a constant. So we want to get the variable on one side, the coefficients and constants on the other. Now, in order to undo this coefficient, we will multiply it by its reciprocal. So I'm going to bring this down. I'll go 2/3 x equals negative 1, and I'm going to multiply it by its reciprocal, which is 3 over 2. And I'm going to multiply 1 times 3 over 2, and I'm going to write the negative 1 over 1 to make it a fraction. Okay, these cancel out, so I have x equals negative 1 over 1 times 3 over 2, which was the reciprocal of 2/3. So now when you multiply it, just keep an eye on the signs. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3, and then 1 times 2 is 2, and I can rewrite this as x is equal to 2 goes into 3 1 times, and 1 left over, negative 1 and 1/2. Now let's check our work. Okay, so I went ahead and plugged in our answer. 2/3 times, that's it, times negative 3/2. So 2 times 3 is 6, negative 6. 3 times 2 is 6, equals negative 1. You can reduce this, so negative 1 equals negative 1. So it does work out. We have m plus 4 equals 13/2. We have a variable and then two constants. So we want to get the variable on one side, constants on the other. So we will subtract 4 from both sides. So we'll bring down the m equals, now this may look a little strange, minus 4. Okay, so let's rewrite this. So let's have m equals 13/2 minus 4 over 1. Because you can write negative 4 over 1. It's the same thing. So now what we need to do is find a common denominator, which is 2. So we'll multiply the numerator and the denominator by 2. So that gives us 13/2 minus 4 times 2 is 8, and 1 times 2 is 2. Now 13 minus 8, so m equals 13 minus 8 is 5 over 2, which can be rewritten as m equals 2 and 1/2, because the 2 goes into the 5 2 times with 1 remaining. So now let's plug this in and make sure it's correct. So I went ahead and rewrote it, and we have 5/2 plus, and I rewrote the 4 over 1, because remember we plugged in 5/2 for the m, so we have 5/2 plus 4 over 1 equals 13/2. So in order to add, the common denominator is 2, so we will multiply 4 times 2, which becomes 5/2 plus 8 over 2, which equals 13/2 equals 13/2.